Don't. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the latest episode of Don't At Me with Alex and Mickel, live from Studio A in Beverly Hills. How you doing, Mickel?
Man, I'm doing really good. How about yourself?
Man, it's a great start to February. And what is February, Mickel?
February is one of the greatest months you'll ever hear of because it is Black History Month. Shout out to all of the beautiful black people in the country today. We're celebrating Black History Month because, you know, it's what we're given, but we deserve more. Himes.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Yes, what might that be?
With it being Black History Month, everyone, who is your favorite black athlete of all time?
Oh, man, that's such a tough question. Honestly, if I'm going to have to give an answer, this is going to be one of the people that I watched from day one of my entry into the sports world, the sportsverse, the metaverse, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. And
that would be one Paul Pierce.
Ooh,
my first game
truth.
of my NBA viewing and NBA fandom career was watching the 42.13 of 19 throttle in a loss, a 5-point loss to the Lakers. But what happened? He got the nickname The Truth. That was my first experience. And that's why a guy that I and Mickel got to do a live show with. Wild.
You know what that episode was?
What?
The Truth.
The Truth, baby.
So many great African-American athletes, like maybe like the one on my shirt, the greatest of all time, Mr. Ali. But it's going to have to be Kobe Bean Bryant.
Yes.
Just because I was able to see his journey from a 17-year-old kid being drafted to when he retired scoring 60 points. I was able to see the ups and downs, and you kind of lock on to a person that you see that with. You know what I'm saying? Kobe is just a guy who did so much. 5-time champion, so many accolades that he achieved. So rest in peace once again to Kobe Bryant. He's my favorite black athlete of all time.
Look, I have to admit, Kobe's a close second. I'm going to sound like a heretic as a Celtics fan. I know. Celtics fans, just relax. Remember, I grew up in L.A.
Yes.
I got to watch Kobe Bryant from day one. Remember, who was on the other side of that game where Paul Pierce got the name The Truth? Kobe Bean Bryant was in that game, in that building.
That's why he got the name.
But happy Black History Month, ladies and gentlemen. I also want to point out that the NBA is doing their inaugural HBCU event game where they are hosting the Morgan State versus Howard. It's going to be an amazing game.
Dope.
Great showcase. Great opportunity for these kids to really get a chance to meet NBA executives and players and former players, really develop the skills for down the road. You love seeing it, man.
And people, if you don't know who we are Don't At Me, of course.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang. I am Mickel. This is
Alex Himes. Shalom, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Sensei Himes.
And we just had to show love, man, because it is Black History Month. But I have to say this about Black History Month. It shouldn't be a month any longer. Black history, just like every other color's history, should be taught throughout the year. Maybe in high school we need to start ethnic studies where maybe now kids have to take 4 years of history so that they can learn the different histories of the people that helped build this country. It's about that time. I learned so much about Black history in college because that's the only place that's provided other than Black History Month to learn this stuff. So we have to have change, and I think that's a big part of it.
And it's an important time to say that because there are states that are blocking books from being read and taught in elementary schools. We're not going to go into it, but we've seen it across the news. Multiple states who are trying to prohibit how history is taught. History is taught by those who claim to be the winners, the ones that get to write it.
Yep.
It's up to us in this generation to rewrite that.
Fact.
Today, Mickel, has been the craziest day. You know what today is?
What's the day, man?
It's the equivalent to the night before Christmas. It is the equivalent to the night before Christmas. It is the best day of the year. We are talking about the NBA trade deadline. Mickel, we are approaching the eve of the deadline. We got to talk about the Oregon Trail that's being blazed by the Blazers. Oh my gosh, with multiple trades going down. Them acquiring and moving a lot of contracts, such as getting Nickeil Alexander-Walker and moving him to Utah to get Joe Ingles. And then we got to talk about the biggest one, which was CJ McCollum finally getting moved to the Pelicans.
Yeah.
This is what's going on, Mickel, saving numerous amounts of salary for next offseason, building up so you can go after some of the big names. So how do you feel about this blazed trail going on in Oregon?
You know how I feel? Dame! I can't believe what they're doing over there to that guy.
Oh my gosh,
Dame
man.
Lillard woke up and he didn't have a team anymore. You lose Norman Powell going to the Clippers. You lose his guy, CJ, that he did a great Instagram post about. I don't know what the plan is. I know Dame is about the loyalty, which is key. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar and Rihanna for a great song called Loyalty.
Yes.
But
Loyalty,
damn it, you can't have loyalty to a bad product. Dame needs to figure a way to get out of there because it is looking ugly. That Oregon Trail, the game is over. They lost already.
The Blazers are trying to show Dame that they can make progress happen by getting rid of all these books. But it's too late. Chauncey Billups may be coming into the situation with a lot of money to spend, but it won't matter when the most loyal guy to your franchise has finally had enough. From the outsider's perspective, I can only imagine Dame sitting there pulling his hair out one by one, going insane, or looking like Super Boo with the steam coming out of his head.
Oh, man.
You're getting rid of multiple players, if not all of your starters on your team again. They had LaMarcus Aldridge, Greg Oden, and Brandon Roy. Promising trio there, right?
Injuries killed them.
Injuries killed them. Then they go to Dame. They say two different incarnations of that era. The LaMarcus Aldridge era with the Batums, with the Wes Matthews and those guys.
Yeah.
And then it shifts. And they haven't gotten it right. It seems like Portland just doesn't know how to win. And as much as Dame can carry them in the regular season, no amount of buzzer beaters to send a team home in a series and waving goodbye is going to change the fact that Portland is just not the place for Damian Lillard to win.
So no matter what they do, guess what, Trailblazers? You get an F. F grade from Mike.
Yeah, just like the rest of us did playing the game, we're all going to die on the Oregon Trail. But the other craziest trade to hit the market is the Indiana Pacers deciding to go nuclear, Michael.
Yes.
They've moved. After many years of speculation, they'd finally moved Domantas Sabonis, an all-star triple-double extraordinaire.
Yeah.
Yes. And they also moved Karis LeVert, whom they managed to get away from the Brooklyn Nets in a really good deal. So, Michael, how are you feeling about this?
They're another team that's clearly saying we are going to rebuild. It isn't working for us. How do we do it? Get rid of all your good talent. Maybe lose. Hopefully get the first pick and hopefully guys pan out. I love it for Indiana. You just got to start from scratch. You weren't going to ever win with Sabonis as your best player. You weren't going to ever win with LeVert as your second guy. So clean house. Miles Turner, hopefully you're next so you can get somewhere to try to win. Rebuild. And that's what they're doing.
This is going to be the first annual segment for Don't At Me, which is Who is the King's Gesture? And that being said, the Sacramento Kings have proven yet again how dumb they are.
Yes.
We hear consistently that De'Aaron Fox is going to be in trade rumors every year. He can't necessarily shoot from deep, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't really do much for the offense in that regard. That team is lacking shooters. What did they just get rid of? Get a Buddy Hield. Shooters. Now they're left with Harrison Barnes, who's also been in the trade deadline rumors.
Man.
Oh my God. What did they do? They got Domantas Sabonis, who can't shoot, who's a great player, but now you have a logjam with him, Rashawn Holmes, and also De'Aaron Fox, who can't shoot. And mind you, they got rid of Tyrese Halliburton.
Oh, man.
The one player that I thought on this roster would be untouchable at this point.
Yep.
The guy that's in his second year who's impressed so many people and arguably was the best player on this team.
Wow.
How do you play this joke on yourself year after year after year? It's almost like you enjoy being at the cellar of the NBA basement. The Sacramento Kings are the joke of the NBA, and they continue to prove it, Michael.
So we should change their team name to the Jokers.
Just the jokes.
Just the jokes. I really don't know what their plan is. Like, I have no idea.
Kings fans are sitting at home right now like, you know that meme of that dog that's sitting in the house that's burning and it's just like, I'm fine, this is fine?
Oh,
that's
the kid
Kings
that's
fans.
on the swing that while the flames is
Yeah,
going up in the house behind you.
yeah.
It's just, I just really don't know what they plan to do. They haven't been a great team since C-Webb, Mike Bibby, Vlade Divac, Stojakovic. So maybe they got a plan. You know, maybe they think trading this guy, maybe they're going to move Barnes, maybe they move De'Aaron Fox and blow it up as well. But right now, I am confused. Figure it out, Sacramento.
We've said this. We've said this so many times. Maybe they'll figure it out. Oh my God, they're starting with a young, great core. They had De'Aaron Fox. They have DeMarcus Cousins. They have all these players, right?
Yeah.
They have Isaiah Thomas, the last pick in the draft. What do? They screw it up again. They screw it up again. Like, it's unfathomable. Like there's like a level of stupid I didn't think I could find, but apparently Doctor Strange unlocking the multiverse managed to bring up the worst level of stupid, and that is the Sacramento Kings.
The Kings, they just confuse you, man, and I really don't know what they're doing. You, Portland Pacers, got to get yourselves together, man.
This is a rough day. Rough day to start it off, but the trade deadline is the one thing that keeps on giving. But you know who's going to keep on giving. Please don't forget to let us know what your thoughts on these trades were down below. We got to know what your reactions are. Do you think the Pacers are working on something or brewing something decent? Are the Kings as dumb as we think they are? Let us know.
Probably.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, check us out on social media. He is at Mccollum the PG. I am at HeimsLA. Mccollum, you want to tell him something?
Hey. We are out of here. Peace. Don't at me, baby.